So what's up guys for another reaction video today. The original video is 27 minutes, so I'm trying to make it short as I can because 27 minutes you're gonna get bored, I'm gonna get bored, we're not gonna watch that. So there's an application to extract only interesting topics, so that's what I make it, and then I gather them all together and of just fire, pure fire, only interesting. So let's just react to it and see how it goes. I still didn't see hear it, just some clips like this, but the original is too much long, so try to make it fast for you guys. Let's go.
Cresting as a civilization and perhaps headed for a fall. So, yeah.
Well, I agree with you because I truly believe, and a lot of people have said this before me, this is not an original idea, but I think as AI and machines and tech increases, a lot of people are going to be deemed useless by the overlords. And then you have to sit and decide, what are they going to do with all these people who have hopes and dreams, and they want healthcare, and they want a garden, and they want a house to live in, and they don't want to be treated like cattle. They're going to become extremely inconvenient. So I don't think many people at home understand that this war cannot be avoided. I've had a lot of people who understand why they threw me in jail in Romania and understood I've done nothing wrong. And they said to me, why do you take up this fight? Why you don't just delete your Twitter and disappear and drive a Ferrari all day? And I explained that this war cannot be avoided. You're either on the front line and you're fighting for something, or you're sitting waiting to die. You're waiting for the Mongol horde to come over the horizon and chop your head off.
I totally agree.
Out of it.
And just to throw this in there, if you read, and Elon, I knew you were doing great work. When I saw you 6 months ago at the World Government Summit,
I believe it's Alex Jones speaking right now. The debate get heated between Alex Jones, Andrew Tate, and Elon Musk. And as I heard some comment, it was really good. So let's check more.
Where they're all just saying we're going to make everybody eat bugs and we'll make the decisions to put microchips in them. And you said, we don't want a centralized system. We want a diverse system. We want firewalls. And I don't agree with this Tower of Babel you're building. They know that we go through cycles, and they want to artificially create a great reset collapse, in their own words, to make everybody else poor, consolidate power, and they'll have a smaller type 2 civilization for themselves. And I think you're trying to build a type 2 civilization, or even a type 1 civilization, I should say, for all of us. And you said we need to have a debate about
anything worth dying for. It would be for the freedom of humanity and to be on the right side of history. So I agree with you absolutely, Elon.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just generally in favor of civilization and the furtherance of civilization, and I think we should always be concerned that we can.
I would like to see a podcast like all of them together and talking with about this topic. So yeah, I just like to react to this kind of topic because it's really interesting to me, even though it has nothing to do with me. Like he's saying, this war cannot be avoided because point is there is someone who is controlling you. It doesn't matter where you are. It's all the time something above you controlling you.
As a civilization, and if you study history, you can just see the arc of one civilization after another as the civilizations rise and fall through history. We've been in a period of civilization rising very rapidly, but we should be concerned that we may be cresting, we may subside, and there are many times where I get late stage civilization vibes, and I'm just worried that maybe we're cresting as a civilization and perhaps headed for a fall.
Here Alex Jones is speaking.
You and others have felt rested to maybe they're in 80% control. They're losing control very quickly as people discover what they're doing. But what would you call the debate and discussion about a pro-human future? Just team humanity?
Yeah, team humanity. Absolutely. That sounds good. But I think something that is really important is like you just literally have to have kids, or there's no next generation. Alex, do you have kids?
Yes, I do. I'm not as prolific as you, but I wish I was. They're the best thing in my life. I have 4.
Well, I think we ought to encourage people to have kids,
and this is the bottom line argument. This is what is so important.
Most of the globalists don't have children, and
of course because they're selfish.
You guys are all attacking the globalists, but if you ask a globalist, like I have friends who I would consider globalists, you ask them, their ideologies are aligned that they believe that somebody living across the world is just as valuable as somebody who lives in America. And I know,
Of course.
there's
They've already
arguments.
enslaved the
Everyone is a
third
very.
world, and then they're using them as.
But that's not how everybody who you would categorize as
No, you're
a
right. There's a lot of
globalist
useful
thinks.
idiot
No,
globalists,
that's
but the
not.
globalists at the top are depopulationists. That's their religion.
Maybe if you want to look at the top, you can say globalists at the top. Some of them might have that view, but if you just talk to an ordinary person who views themselves as a globalist, they're not saying, "Oh, I'm evil."
I'm only gathering interesting point, guys. I'm not gonna do it for the whole 27 minutes. It's too much boring.
By people who follow me, they say, who do you think who controls the world? Who do you think the Matrix is? And I use the Matrix as a very simple way to explain that they purport a false version of reality that everyone buys into to keep your mind occupied so they can extract your body heat from you for the soulless machines, which are essentially the globalists we're talking about. And I try and say that I still believe that we run the world. There's a lot more of us than them. We still control the world. It's just down to what we will accept and what will allow them to do to us. And that's why bravery is so essential and so important. And I know I can come across as brash with my message, but
You're not.
When I'm
Stop
telling
giving up our
16-year-olds,
power.
when I'm telling 16-year-olds to go and get rich and buy a fast car and train hard and go to the gym, etc., because these young men are far less likely to blindly comply. And it's extremely important that they don't psyop the next generation of young masculine youth.
And that's why the system was scared of you, Andrew, because you were doing an extreme version of it to shock them out of it, to show them how to have a destiny, how to have desire, how to want to be into the future.
Guys, give me thoughts on this one. Like the Matrix and everything he's talking about right now. Because it's a little bit weird in the same time what he's saying.
You're right. We still control the world, and it's down to what we will accept, and it's going to take bravery and love. You need to love the people around you and love the human race and love the place you're from. And I just want to wrap up by saying that I would never kill myself. And if they put me back in that dungeon to starve, I hope you will all do your very best to get me out, because I'm in a very...
We will.
And because steady state is not stable. So, and I say we grow, and I say we expand, and we have more humans, and we become a multi-planet species and a spacefaring civilization, and ultimately be out there among the stars. And I think that is the exciting, inspiring thing for the future. Not a declining human civilization that dwindles to nothingness and where humanity dies with a whimper.
And that's the bottom line. I think it is the battle of people who believe in humans and humanity and want it to expand against people who are so selfishly going through the earth and so selfishly orientated that they don't care about expanding civilization.
Of course, that's also a really great point. What I also agree with them, like why you like to raise a dog rather than having a baby. And you treat the dog as a baby, or you treat the cat as a baby. I don't mind. It's fine to have a dog, but he's just a pet, nothing else. Come on, guys. It's weird for me. Like I'm from Africa, so we don't have this kind of life about. Oh no, I would like to have a I would like to have a pet. It's like treat him like a baby. Look to my cat. Look to my dog. Come on. I went to Eastern Europe. Same thing. They also think about babies, making babies and stuff. Only this, what I noticed, it is only in the West Europe and in America too much, I think. I've never been to America, but I'm living in the West Europe, so I don't know. I know what I'm talking about. Yeah, so come on.
And they just want to control the humans that are currently here.
And Andrew, I totally agree with you.
Hubris and an arrogance.
I totally agree. Let me throw this caveat on it, because I've read the writings of Bill Gates and Klaus Schwab and the Club of Rome. They know we could easily expand. There's plenty of room, hundreds of billions of known galaxies. They know that this is just a seed that's going to not just grow into one giant oak, but an entire forest, an entire universe. And so they want to shut everybody else down because they can't deal with the competition, like the Elon Musk that come out of the general public. They want a global tyranny so they can direct it and control it, so that they direct the expansion. And we can't let that happen, because they literally talk about in Agenda 21, the official UN plan. And
guys, give me your thoughts on this topic exactly, like where we're here right now. Give me your thoughts on it. I'd like to read different point of view.
90% world population reduction. So we need to go with the Elon Musk plan And that's why I tell people that get upset.
What's
They go,
the plan?
Elon Musk said a
And
factory farmed humans. Those
Well,
are allowed to survive.
Yeah,
I think so.
I'll answer the question. I'll answer the question
sorry
quickly.
guys, if we can just say like some of these titles are a little confusing. If someone's an internationalist or a globalist, I think what can achieve some disambiguation here is to say like, does someone have as an axiomatic belief that there are too many people on the earth, or do they not? Do they believe that the earth can sustain the current population, or do they think it cannot? Now, the reality is Earth can actually handle a human population probably 10 times larger than the current
Yes.
population. Earth is actually very sparsely populated by humans. We only see density because if we're in a dense urban environment like New York or Boston, London or something like that. But if like, here would be like a good test. If you took a plane from LA to New York and you try to drop a bowling ball and hit somebody, your chances of success are basically zero.
You'd have to drop 10,000 bowling balls, maybe.
Yes, you just and I'll tell you sort of something that may scare people a little bit is that there are thousands of objects falling onto Earth from space all the time. But how often do you hear about someone actually getting hit by falling
Right.
by meteorites?
Absolutely.
There's one known case of a woman in her house getting hit by one.
Elon,
Yes.
I want to just respond to Ed actually for a second because again, when it comes, I think it's good to get a good counter view here. I think that there's two different things going on, Ed. And I know what you're trying to say, but there's a separate point about your obligations, right? So you can, and I believe everything has been said about the.
Okay guys, so that was all for today. If you want second part, I gathered more, but I'm not gonna react to them all because, to be honest with you guys, it's a little bit boring. I'm interested in the debate, like how it goes, you know what I mean, like how they talk. I'm just curious to see what is in the mind of this kind of guys, like to see how they think. I'm familiar with Andrew Tate, I'm familiar with Elon Musk, but I wasn't familiar with Alex Jones. This is one of the first time I heard of him, and so I went to YouTube and they check about him, and yeah, so I get a little bit of information about him, not too much, but a little bit. So guys, and also I want to add something before you go. Can someone explain to me what does it mean when Elon Musk says "fuck off" to Bob? Can someone just explain it to me? Because I read, but I don't understand it a little bit. Anyway, thank you guys for watching.